My name is David. I am 50 years old. Right now, I am standing in my garage home gym, looking at the heavy barbell on the floor. The smell of cold iron and thick rubber mats is my morning coffee. I just finished a heavy deadlift session, and I can literally feel the warm blood pumping through my chest, my back, and my arms. My short, trimmed beard is soaked in sweat, and I feel a deep, solid, unbreakable power in my bones. I am living proof that the American dream of health, vitality, and performance is completely real if you are willing to put in the work and use the right fuel. But let me be totally honest with you. It was not always this way. Just a few short years ago, I hit a physical wall that absolutely terrified me. I looked in the bathroom mirror and saw a man who was slowly shrinking. I don't accept less than my best potential, but my own body was failing me. If you are also tired of seeing your hard-earned strength drop, feeling your legs get thin, and want to learn how I used 5 specific seeds to rebuild my muscle naturally, hit the subscribe button and leave a like. Let's get stronger together. You see, I always prided myself on my relentless work ethic. I thought building and keeping muscle was simply about eating tons of grilled chicken breasts, swallowing dozens of boiled eggs every week, and drinking those thick, chalky protein powders from giant plastic jugs. I put in the hours. I lifted the heavy weights. But as I got closer to 50, and as I watched the older guys in their 60s and 70s around me at the local commercial gym, I noticed a brutal and terrifying truth. My legs started to feel thin and weak. When I walked down my driveway to grab the mail, my balance felt just a little bit shaky. My grip strength was dropping. It did not make any sense to me. I was eating the exact same amount of protein and working just as hard, but my body was struggling desperately to hold on to the muscle mass. I felt incredibly frustrated. It was like pouring expensive water into a bucket with a giant hole in the bottom. I started doing some deep, obsessive research late at night because I flat out refused to be a victim of age. What I found absolutely blew my mind. Most people do not know this, but there are exactly 3,297 edible seed varieties recorded across the world. I read about ancient grains grown high in the mountains, tiny medicinal seeds used in remote villages, and high-protein seeds quietly studied inside top university labs. But here is the shocking truth no one tells seniors, or guys like me trying to maintain peak performance and longevity. Out of these 3,297 seeds, only 5 contain the rare, perfect combination of proteins, enzymes, and amino acid structures that aging muscles can actually use. Let me explain what I learned. After 70, and starting even earlier for many of us, your muscles become heavily resistant to ordinary protein. It is a biological process called anabolic resistance. This means even if you eat a massive mountain of eggs, chicken, fish, or expensive powders, your body struggles to convert that protein into real, dense muscle. I felt it happening inside me. My digestive system just couldn't process the heavy animal proteins like it used to. I felt bloated, tired, and physically weak, but I discovered that these 5 specific seeds behave entirely differently. I read scientific studies where researchers measuring senior muscle fibers under a microscope were completely stunned. They could not believe how quickly these specific seeds increased muscle protein synthesis, foot stability, and leg firmness in older individuals. They fully expected ordinary eggs to dominate the comparison. Instead, these seeds outperformed eggs in older adults by a massive, undeniable margin. In this video, I am going to walk you through my exact daily playbook and reveal all 5 seeds that build muscle far better than eggs after 70. And here is the most unbelievable part of my journey. Among the 5 muscle-building seeds, one single seed rose high above all the others. Scientists found it contains a unique amino acid pattern that slips right past our age-related digestive slowdown. It enters the bloodstream so much faster and switches on a critical repair enzyme that drops dramatically as we get older. This seed rebuilt muscle strength in older adults so incredibly fast that researchers labeled it the senior super seed, and most people over 70 have never tried it even a single time. All the supporting research is linked down in the description for anyone who wants to check the hard science behind these breakthroughs. Before we dive into the list, I have a quick question for you. How old are you right now? Let us know below in the comments, because we are reading and replying to every single comment today to help you rebuild your strength the right way. Let's begin this powerful journey. I will reveal the first muscle-activating seed on the list. Number 5 is quinoa seeds. Honestly, you know what surprised me the most? Most people do not even realize quinoa is actually a seed, not a grain. I made this exact same mistake for years. This simple misunderstanding means folks are missing out on one of the most complete protein sources nature has ever created for aging muscles. Quinoa contains all 9 essential amino acids your aging muscles desperately need. This makes it what nutritionists call a complete protein. That is incredibly rare in the plant world. It is especially important after 70, when your body becomes terrible at combining incomplete proteins on its own. I felt the difference in my digestion almost immediately. You see, the protein in quinoa is structured very differently than egg protein. It has much smaller molecules that slip through your intestinal walls easily. This means you actually absorb about 85% of quinoa protein, compared to only 60% of egg protein after a certain age. According to research from Cornell University and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors eating quinoa daily increased their muscle protein synthesis by 27% more than those eating the exact same amount of egg protein. The reason is fascinating to me. Quinoa contains something called ecdyssterone. It is a natural compound that acts exactly like a gentle steroid in your body, pushing pure muscle growth without any of the dangerous toxic side effects. Let me tell you how I prepare it, because preparation is everything. To get the maximum muscle-building benefits, I soak the quinoa overnight in a bowl of warm water with a splash of apple cider vinegar. This step breaks down the protective, bitter coating called saponin that blocks protein absorption. I wake up, rinse it thoroughly, and then cook it in a pot of hot bone broth instead of plain water. The bone broth adds pure collagen and makes the amino acids even more bioavailable to my digestive system. The absolute best time I found to eat this for muscle growth is within 2 hours after waking up. That is when my muscles are depleted from fasting all night and ready to soak up protein like a dry sponge. I aim for about 1 cup of cooked quinoa. That gives me 8 solid grams of highly absorbable protein, plus magnesium and iron that help transport that protein directly into my muscle cells. A lot of folks make the mistake of eating quinoa cold in salads. Do not do that. Heating it to at least 140 degrees Fahrenheit actually changes the protein structure to make it more digestible for older adults. I also add a teaspoon of black pepper to my bowl. The piperine in the pepper increases absorption by another 20% because it helps your gut grab onto those amino acids. The lysine content in quinoa is particularly important because this amino acid becomes harder to absorb from animal proteins as we age, yet it is absolutely crucial for muscle tissue repair. Studies from Peru show that elderly populations who consume quinoa regularly maintain muscle mass well into their 90s. The complex carbohydrates also give me sustained energy for my heavy lifting sessions in the garage. But wait until you hear about the next seed on my list. It contains twice the protein density and a secret hormone booster. Before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far and learning real tactics, hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you do not miss more videos like this. Number 4 is pumpkin seeds. Let me be straight with you. Raw pumpkin seeds are literally nature's testosterone booster. And since testosterone is the master hormone for building muscle after 50 and 70, these little green powerhouses were the missing link in my muscle-building journey. No doctor ever sat me down and told me about this. Just 1 single ounce of pumpkin seeds contains 9 grams of protein. But here is what makes them truly special for a guy my age. They are loaded with zinc, magnesium, and iron in the exact ratios your body needs to produce testosterone and growth hormone. Both of those hormones plummet as we get older, making building muscle feel impossible without pharmaceutical intervention. I did not want to rely on synthetic drugs. I read how German researchers discovered that men over 70 who ate just 3 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds daily increased their free testosterone levels by 23% in just 8 weeks. Their muscle mass increased proportionally without changing anything else about their diet or exercise routine. Those are results that typically require dangerous hormone replacement therapy. I felt it in my body. The protein in pumpkin seeds is particularly rich in tryptophan and arginine. These are 2 amino acids that most eggs barely contain. These specific aminos trigger your pituitary gland to release more growth hormone during deep sleep. That is exactly when your muscles actually repair and grow stronger. I started waking up feeling incredibly recovered. But here is the trick nobody talks about. Raw pumpkin seeds contain enzyme inhibitors that block protein digestion. If you eat them raw out of the bag, you are wasting them. So, I absolutely make sure to either roast them in the oven at 300 degrees for 15 minutes or soak them in a jar of salt water for 10 hours. This deactivates the inhibitors and unlocks their full muscle-building potential. My optimal way to consume them is to grind them into a fine powder using a small coffee grinder. It takes 10 seconds. This increases the surface area and makes the protein instantly available to my muscles. Then, I mix 2 tablespoons of this green powder into my morning oatmeal alongside a dash of cinnamon. The cinnamon helps regulate my blood sugar and prevents the protein from being wasted as energy instead of building muscle. Timing matters tremendously. The zinc content can interfere with calcium absorption, so I never ever eat them with dairy products. Instead, I consume them either first thing in the morning on an empty stomach or as an afternoon snack at least 2 hours away from any calcium-rich foods to ensure maximum nutrient uptake. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds also relaxes my blood vessels. I can physically feel the improved blood flow to my muscles when I am lifting weights, delivering more nutrients exactly where they are needed for growth. Austrian studies have shown that the specific type of vitamin E found in pumpkin seeds, called gamma-tocopherol, reduces inflammation in muscle tissue by up to 40%. This allows for faster recovery and more frequent training sessions. Plus, the phytosterols help block the conversion of testosterone to DHT, the hormone responsible for prostate problems and hair loss. Get ready for number 3 because this next seed has more protein per ounce than any meat on the planet, and a secret that professional athletes do not want you to know. Number 3 is hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are the bodybuilding world's best-kept secret. They contain a whopping 10 grams of complete protein per 3 tablespoons. That is more protein density than beef, chicken, or fish. And let me tell you, your aging body absorbs it better than any of them due to its unique molecular structure. When I started adding these to my routine, the heavy, sluggish feeling in my gut from digesting steaks disappeared. The protein in hemp seeds is 65% edestin. That is a rare protein that is nearly identical to the proteins in your own blood plasma. This means your body recognizes it immediately and shuttles it straight to your muscles without the complicated digestion process required for animal proteins that often fails in older adults. Canadian researchers studying seniors found that hemp protein increased muscle thickness by 35% more than whey protein over a 12-week period. The participants reported feeling stronger and more energetic within just days of starting hemp seeds, with some even reducing their arthritis medication. I felt that exact same surge of clean American energy. What makes hemp truly exceptional for building muscle after 50 or 70 is its perfect 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. This ratio severely reduces the chronic inflammation that blocks muscle growth in older adults. At the same time, it boosts the production of muscle-building hormones like IGF-1 that typically decline with age. The gamma-linolenic acid in hemp seeds is particularly crucial because it converts directly into hormone-like substances called prostaglandins that regulate muscle growth and recovery. It essentially gives you back the recovery ability of someone decades younger. To maximize the muscle-building power of hemp seeds, I have a strict rule. I never heat them above 100 degrees. Heat destroys the delicate fatty acids and denatures the proteins completely. Instead, I add them raw to my protein smoothies, I sprinkle them on my lunch salads, or I mix them into my cooled oatmeal after cooking. My ideal daily dose for muscle growth is 4 tablespoons, spread strategically throughout the day. I eat 1 tablespoon immediately upon waking up to stop overnight muscle breakdown. I take 1 tablespoon 30 minutes before stepping into my home gym to fuel my muscles. I take 1 tablespoon right after my workout to jumpstart recovery, and I take 1 final tablespoon right before bed to provide my body with overnight muscle repair materials. Hemp seeds contain all 20 amino acids, including the 9 essential ones your body cannot make. The chlorophyll in hemp seeds helps deliver pure oxygen to my muscle tissues. This becomes increasingly important as we age, when circulation naturally declines and muscles start suffocating from lack of oxygen. Research from the Netherlands found that hemp seeds contain compounds called cannabidiols that activate dormant satellite cells in your muscles. These are special cells that normally stop responding to growth signals after age 60, but hemp seeds can wake them up and force them to create new muscle fibers, even in people over 80. Hold on tight, because the next seed contains a muscle-building secret that ancient civilizations used to create real warriors. Number 2 is chia seeds. I love studying history, and reading about ancient Aztec warriors surviving entire battles on just a handful of chia seeds fascinated me. Modern science has finally figured out why, and I use this tactic every single day of my life. These tiny black seeds expand to 12 times their size in your stomach. They create a slow-release protein gel that feeds your muscles continuously for up to 6 hours straight. This absolutely prevents the muscle breakdown that happens between meals. Chia seeds contain 5 grams of complete protein per 2 tablespoons, but the real magic happens when they absorb liquid and transform into a mucus gel that coats your intestinal walls. This allows for steady, perfect protein absorption. Mexican researchers discovered that seniors who consumed chia seeds daily maintained stable blood amino acid levels throughout the entire day. Compare that to egg eaters, whose levels spiked and crashed, leaving their muscles starved for hours at a time and triggering catabolic muscle breakdown. I used to be that guy, crashing hard in the afternoon. Not anymore. The antioxidants in chia seeds are particularly important for muscle growth because they neutralize the free radicals that attack muscle cells during and after my heavy lifting sessions. They are essentially protecting my hard-earned gains from being destroyed by oxidative stress that increases dramatically with age. Chia seeds are also incredibly rich in calcium, containing 5 times more than milk. This calcium works synergistically with their protein content to improve my muscle contractions. It prevents the cramping that used to limit how hard I could train. The preparation method for chia seeds is absolutely critical. Do not just eat them dry. I mix 2 tablespoons with 1 cup of cold coconut water and let them soak in a glass for exactly 20 minutes. This creates what is called chia pudding. Science shows this increases protein absorption by 40% compared to eating dry chia seeds, which can actually dehydrate your digestive system and reduce nutrient absorption significantly. My best strategy is to prepare 3 servings of chia pudding each morning and consume them at strategic times. I take 1 serving 30 minutes before breakfast to prime my digestive system. I take 1 serving between lunch and dinner to maintain stable amino acid levels, and I take 1 serving right before bed, mixed with a small teaspoon of raw honey. The honey helps transport the amino acids across the blood-brain barrier and triggers the massive release of growth hormone during deep sleep. The fiber in chia seeds also feeds beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids. Research shows these directly stimulate muscle protein synthesis in older adults. It turns my gut into a 24/7 muscle-building factory. Stanford University research revealed that chia seeds contain unique peptides that survive stomach acid and reach my muscles intact, where they act as signaling molecules telling my muscle cells to grow thicker and stronger. The quercetin in chia seeds increases mitochondrial biogenesis by up to 50%, meaning my muscles develop more energy-producing factories. Prepare yourself for the number 1 seed that changes everything you thought you knew about building muscle after 70. Number 1 is flax seeds. Here is the shocking truth that will transform how you think about protein forever. Ground flax seeds contain lignans, powerful compounds that Japanese scientists discovered can actually reverse age-related muscle loss. They do this by blocking the enzyme that breaks down testosterone and growth hormone in aging bodies. It is essentially giving you back the muscle-building hormones of someone 30 years younger, without any pharmaceutical intervention whatsoever. When I learned this, I was absolutely floored. Flax seeds provide 6 grams of high-quality protein per 3 tablespoons, but unlike any other protein source on Earth, they contain something called SDG lignans. These bind to hormone receptors in my muscle cells, forcing them to grow even when natural hormone levels have tanked with age. They override the normal shutdown of muscle growth. The University of Tokyo conducted a groundbreaking study. Men over 75 who consumed ground flax seeds daily gained more muscle in 3 months than a control group that spent 6 months doing resistance training with egg protein supplementation. It proves that the unique compounds in flax seeds literally override the normal aging process in muscle tissue. The alpha-linolenic acid in flax seeds converts into EPA and DHA in my body. Those are the same omega-3s found in fish oil, but research shows the conversion happens more efficiently when it comes from flax seeds in older people. But here is the crucial detail that makes or breaks your results. Whole flax seeds pass through your digestive system completely undigested. You get absolutely zero benefit. So, I must grind them fresh daily using a coffee grinder. If I buy pre-ground flax meal, I store it in the freezer immediately because the oils oxidize within hours of grinding and lose their muscle-building power completely. My optimal protocol for maximum muscle growth is to mix 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flax seeds with warm water to create a gel. I let it sit on the counter for exactly 10 minutes to activate the mucilage that protects the nutrients during digestion. Then, I consume it immediately on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Why? Because that is when my cortisol is highest and most likely to break down muscle tissue. The timing is absolutely critical. The lignans in flax seeds work best when cortisol is elevated. They essentially hijack this muscle-destroying hormone and convert it into muscle-building signals. That is why I always take flax seeds during my most stressful training periods. Russian Olympic trainers discovered that flax seeds contain compounds that increase muscle glycogen storage by 30%. That means my muscles can work harder for longer periods and recover faster. It gave me back the endurance I thought I had lost forever. The vitamin B1 helps convert carbohydrates into usable energy, curing that tired feeling that stops so many older guys from exercising. These 5 powerful seeds are my absolute secret weapons for building serious muscle after 50, 60, and well into my 70s and beyond. When you combine them strategically throughout your day, you are giving your body exactly what it needs to fight back against age-related muscle loss. I am living proof. I don't accept less than my best potential, and neither should you. You can build the strong, capable, high-performance physique you deserve at any age. Remember, the key is not just eating these seeds randomly, but preparing them properly and timing them correctly to maximize their unique muscle-building compounds. They work especially well in our aging bodies that have stopped responding to conventional animal protein sources. I want you to look in the mirror today and make a firm decision to take control of your health. The American dream of vitality and longevity is real, but you have to work for it with the right tools. If this information opened your eyes to new possibilities for building muscle naturally, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You will never miss our science-backed health breakthroughs for men and women who refuse to accept weakness as inevitable. I want to see your absolute commitment today. Go down into the comments section right now and type these 3 words. I am strong. Write it down. Claim it. Make it your reality. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the gym.